Okay, we're here with the definitive cloud ranking tier list. Uh, there's been a little bit of some controversy in the cloud community, and we'll address these problems at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But this is going to be the definitive cloud ranking tier list as of August 25th, 2024. Of course, things can change over time, but highly doubt it. Clouds are clouds. Anyways, let's get stuck right in. Starting us off with Alto Cumulus. Now, also one thing that I'm going to be doing for this is I'm going to be presenting images, additional images of these kinds of clouds. Sometimes the pictures on the tier list just aren't quite enough to make a distinction, so we're going to be looking at some additional photos to help us as well. And you know what I see? The first thing that I see when I look at Alto Cumulus clouds, it's just a rash. It's a rash in the sky is really what it looks like. I mean, it kind of looks like shingles, right? It's not pretty. It's not really pretty. I'm thinking about probably C tier. It's like a low C. It might get bumped down to a high D depending on the ranking of others, but right now we're gonna keep it at a low C. Up next we have Alto Stratus clouds. You know, and these are just kind of a whole lot of nothing. You know, sometimes there are some pretty ones, but generally these are just nothing special, kind of ugly, bland, and you kind of have some cool lines, I guess. Sometimes you don't see that all the time. You see them like in this and in this. Sometimes it's just kind of gray and nothing. You know, I do like a good overcast, but I think that we're gonna have to put Alto Stratus. We might put it above Alto Cumulus just because I like the overcast. Yeah. All right. Cirro Cumulus again. These high altitude clouds, they don't look good. Similar to Alto Cumulus, they kind of just look like a rash, you know? It's not very pretty. This is cool, I guess, but it's not pretty. I don't really want to look up and see that. This is fine. It just looks, I don't know. It doesn't look that good. You know, sometimes you get some cool kind of cirrus looking structures here, but they're still kind of ugly. This is going to be, I think, below Alto Cumulus. Okay. Now we got some cirrostratus clouds. Some more of kind of like this, more wispy and getting a little bit more of that cirrus formation in these guys, but still kind of like that weird shingly rash look. These are just almost a more boring version of cirrocumulus. So I think we're gonna have to put this cirrostratus, yeah, even below that. We're gonna keep these all in C tier. They're all very similar so far. All right, cirrus. Here we're getting into like a decent cloud here. Cirrus clouds, we get some of these cool wispy clouds, and I think that they're at their best when they have these wide sweeping geometries going on. Stuff like this, even maybe some wispier stuff like this. We don't like organized cirrus clouds though, okay? They're looking a little bit too close to, you know, the Alto Cumulus and the cirrocumulus clouds. We want these wispy cirrus clouds. So because they have such a kind of wide classification, like these are kind of cool, but I think that the best I can do for it is B. It's a high B. I think cirrus are a high B. Not a bad cloud, but definitely not A tier. Cumulonimbus. I mean, what do I gotta say about cumulonimbus? Some of the coolest clouds out there, man. Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's clean this up a little bit. Oh, come on. It looks like a mushroom cloud. It's like nature's nuke. Are you kidding me? You get all these cool storms from cumulonimbus clouds. Look at how big they are. Are you kidding me? Not only, okay, not a huge fan of the high altitude clouds, right? Cirrus are okay, right? But look at these guys. They cover the entire gambit. Like, you can't be like, oh yeah, I only like the low altitude clouds, and then discount the cumulonimbus clouds, because guess what? It's also low altitude. And then you can't just be like, oh, I only like high altitude clouds, and then discount the cumulonimbus, because it's high altitude as well. These guys are sick. They look ridiculous from space. Are you kidding me? They're so cool. Watching a storm roll up on you like this, it actually looks like smoke from an explosion. Great structure. Ugh, come on. Easy S tier. Great structure. They look insane from space. They look insane on the ground. You know, they give you storms and you get crazy stuff like this. Easy. Easy S tier. That's gonna be tough to beat. Cumulus clouds. These are your plain Jane clouds, right? These are, when you think of a cloud, you think of a cumulus cloud. The cumulonimbus's little brother. Okay, these can develop into rain clouds and storm clouds, right? But generally, you know, you see this picture and you're like, yeah, that's a cloud. It's just a cloud. You know, they're good, but we've seen them a million times. There's nothing very special. It's definitely B tier. Man. You know, I'm gonna leave them below cirrus clouds because I think that cirrus are more interesting, but cumulus are good. Cumulus are solid, okay? Definitely don't be tripping on the cumulus clouds. Next we got Kevin Helmholtz clouds. Now, one thing to be aware of, this is not a cloud type, okay? This is a disruption in the atmosphere. It is a fluid disruption that can happen in various kinds of fluids, but when happening in the atmosphere, you can get these cool kind of wave clouds, right? So let me get a picture of this. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Like, these cool wave designs. One thing, again, this isn't a like a cloud formation. It's a turbulence in the air which causes them to form like this. So these aren't a specific type of cloud. Because of that, I mean, they're so cool. But because of that, I think we're gonna have to have them in A tier. If they were like a specific kind of cloud that formed, you know, like predictably, then maybe they could be S tier. But because it's not actually a cloud, it's a disruption in the fluid which causes the clouds to form like that, I think we have to relegate it to A tier. Lenticular clouds. Oh. Okay. These things are crazy. They actually look like UFOs. Like, it looks like a UFO. You guys ever seen that movie called Nope? Here, look at this. You're telling me that didn't get inspiration from lenticular clouds? These things literally look like a spaceship. They're so cool. Great structure, incredible structure, truly alien. And then you get some of these like cool layers, these swirls. Like, look at this one. And the way that they form around mountains like that, incredible. It's just like its own little hat. And you get these cool layers. They look so interesting, so alien. And there's so much going on with them. Lenticular clouds, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Are they higher than cumulonimbus clouds? No. Mammatus clouds. Mammatus clouds are pretty cool. A pretty rare cloud type. Now, one thing with mammatus clouds is I feel like there's different layers of mammatus clouds. You know, you got something like this, a bit more common, right? And then you have ones like this. Ooh, these really deep pockets that are dark, and then the very light in between. Mammatus clouds are solid. They're really good looking. Kind of boring in like something like this, maybe because I think that they lose a little bit extra points if they're above the sun on the horizon. They still look cool, but they look at their best when the sun is shining from above through them. I mean, it's crazy. Again, kind of alien looking. I love it. Very cool. These might be AI. I don't know. Anyways, very cool. I think that we need to put mammatus clouds. I'm gonna put them above the Kevin Helmholtz clouds too. I think that they're really good. They're really solid. Nimbostratus. Nimbostratus clouds. Are you kidding me? There's nothing. It's just overcast. Now, don't get me wrong. I like overcast, but they're just boring. There's just not a whole lot going on. You know, if I wanted... Rain clouds are fun, yeah, but I mean, like, just get a cumulonimbus cloud. These are boring. These aren't good. Not good. Nimbostratus D tier. Bad. Noctilucent clouds. Now, I had to look these up. These are pretty interesting. They're only visible in twilight, and they can take on multiple different colors, depending on the refractions in the sky. These things are pretty darn cool. Gotta be honest. And especially considering that you can only see them at night. Well, twilight. Very neat. Good structure. I mean, they're kind of I don't know. I feel like I'm just being soft on cirrus clouds. Because I feel like they're essentially just cirrus clouds, but I'm giving them extra points because you can only see them at twilight. And I don't know if that's fair. I think because I'd have to do low A. Because if I ranked it anything higher than a low A, I feel like I'd have to move Sirius up, and I don't think that Sirius deserve to be moved up. Okay. Stratocumulus clouds. Let's take a look here. Again, these high altitude clouds, boring. And the way that they're in these rows, like it's not good structure. It just looks like a rash, you know? Ugh. Just not much going on. And I'm not gonna rank it poorly because it looks gross. I'm just gonna rank it poorly because it's boring. And you know, because gross and interesting can be cool. These are just boring. I think I'll rate these probably top of C tier. Just because they have a little bit more structure than the rest of these here. But not great. Okay, stratus clouds. Again, boring. Just kind of like more wispier overcast, but like not as overcast. Kind of like... Hold on, I gotta get a drink of water. Excuse me. There's just not much going on with these guys. And people can't even decide what... That's Cirrus. Like, oh, I guess that's not even claiming to be a Stratus. There's not much going on. I think we're gonna have to have Stratus. It's fluctuating between low C and high D. Based on this picture, we'll be charitable. Based on this picture, it's high D. Not great. That's gonna be the definitive cloud list. I'm sure that I missed some clouds, but and I know that I missed some clouds because I'm gonna address some issues that are arisen in the cloud community. Okay, so here we have Hannah's. Mammatus, I can respect the S tier. They're very cool. I don't think that they're quite S tier myself. However, she doesn't have the really interesting clouds such as lenticular or noctilucent or Kevin Helmholtz clouds, okay? Now, she did put cumulonimbus in A tier. Ugh, kind of cringe. I think that should be an easy S. If she was to have two S tiers, I think it would be cumulonimbus and Mammatus clouds, okay? Or sorry, Mammatus clouds. Alto cumulus being S tier is crazy. Are you kidding me? Like, I have that bitch in C tier. Anyways, Stratocumulus again. Just, I think that she likes the rashy looking clouds. Oh, she does have lenticular. Whoa! I didn't even realize this. She has lenticular clouds in C? Are you kidding me? C tier cloud? C tier cloud? Please. Please. You're actually insane. You're actually insane. Cirrus B, I agree. Cumulus B, I agree. Orographic clouds. Kind of like shelf clouds. I don't have those on my list. Kind of alright. You know, I think that the, you know, cirrostratus, cirrocumulus, altostratus, nimbostratus, and stratus, like, all kind of down there. I think she was a little bit more spread out. I kind of grouped them more all into D tier myself. Or C and D tier, I guess. You know what? Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, let's move let's move cirrostratus down to top of D tier. I think that'd probably be a better option. Yeah. The rest, you know, kind of like from D down, I can agree with contrails, maybe even E tier. I don't think that contrails should be even that high. We'll get to contrails in the next one. But lenticular clouds being C tier is actually nuts. The rest of this, not too terribly bad. Oh no, that is not what. Okay. Here is Alex's tier list. Shelf cloud S, crazy take in my opinion. Not a bad cloud, mind you, but not an S tier. Let's just recap. Interesting. Maybe low A. I'd say low A personally. S tier seems a bit high. And then we move on to the craziest take, contrails. S tier. Wow. Wow. I think that we're gonna get some harsh remarks from the cloud community on having the contrail in S tier. They're not even real clouds. The only redeeming quality about contrails is that the government used them to control the weather. So other than that, it's a terrible cloud. It should be F tier. It should easily be F tier. Maybe D tier just because they come from planes. But like that's a poor argument. That's stupid. Anyways, lenticular cloud should be S, but we'll take that. Nimbostratus as A is crazy as well. Even Hannah didn't put Nimbostratus as A tier. But boring. Mammatus B tier, wrong. It should be at least A, at least high A. I think personally. Altocumulus, a bit high for me. Stratus, I think could be moved up to B. Like I said, Stratocumulus. C is good. Oh, sorry. Stratus should stay where it is. Cirrus in D is actually pretty nuts. That should be moved up to B tier. You know, I think like Cirrus and Altocumulus should trade spots. But we don't, none of us like the Rashi clouds really, you know? There's a reason that we don't like the Rashi clouds. It's not good. Except for Hannah, she really likes those Altocumulus, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, folks, this is it. This is the definitive cloud tier list. Now, of course, the more rare clouds are on top, but that's how it should be. You know, just because Cirrus and Cumulus are in B tier doesn't mean that they're bad, they're just common. So, thank you for joining me for this cloud tier list, and I'll see you soon for the cheese tier list. Be on the lookout for that. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.